really quick and show you what day 2 of a roller set looks like. I do have my hair just pulled back really lightly, just one, just the rubber band once around it, just to get it out of my face so I could do my makeup, wash my face and all of that stuff this morning, because my hair is pretty wild from sleeping on it. So I'm gonna take it out and show you what it looks like. It's a little embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty crazy. But this is day 2, before it's been brushed out and before I put any extra products on it or styled it at all. So it's wild. This is what you're gonna end up with. So for today, what you're gonna want is your Denman brush again. I talked about this in day 1. This is a really great brush for doing vintage styles. It's got this kind of rounded rubber portion, and it's not squishy. You know, like a paddle brush is squishy. This isn't squishy. It's really kind of stiff, and so it really helps you mold your style. You may want like a boar's head brush or a Mason Pearson brush. You may end up using your paddle brush. If your paddle brush is all you have, you can use that. For me, it just kind of tends to pull the curls out a little bit more than I want them to, sooner than I want. Product-wise, we're gonna use some sort of a smoothing fluid if you're frizzy like I am. I like Light Elements smoothing fluid by Aveda, and then a light hold hairspray more than likely. This is Kevin Murphy's Session Spray Flex. You may also want like a pomade or a texturizing cream. Texturizing cream, I like Kevin Murphy's Easy Rider, and for a pomade, I like Lay Right's Original Pomade. This is really awesome because it's medium hold, but it's water soluble, so it's not greasy, it's not oily. It doesn't, when you go to shampoo it out, you know, at the end of the week, it's not gonna be some big residue thing that you have to get out. I did talk about in day 1, I talked about using pomade and a texturizing cream and how you need to be a little bit careful with that. You don't want to use too much because it can set your style a little too well. If you're really planning on wearing this for 7 days, you won't be able to get, you won't be able to get beyond it. So you want to kind of use it sparingly and not use it until you absolutely have to, or at least that's been my experience. So we're gonna get started by just brushing out our set. Using the palm of your hand again, your opposite hand, to kind of shape the curls, and always starting at the ends of the hair. And I like to just I like to just let it brush around around my hand. You can see how much better that's already looking. And I'm just kind of coming down the ends and through the mid lengths of the hair, working my way up to the top. You'll probably notice if you start doing this on a regular basis that one side of your hair is gonna get flatter first, and if you sleep on your side, that's probably the side that happens. And so I sleep mostly on this side of my head, and so this side tends to kind of fizzle out first. For me, that's okay, because later in the week I'm going to show you a couple cute ways to pull it back in to deal with that. So if you sleep on the side of your head where you have more hair, you may want to rethink your part and put your part on the other side, because it's a little bit easier to get creative and do some things to make the thinner side look good, and the full side stays really full, and the curls are really, really pretty. If you guys aren't familiar with proper ways to brush through your hair to detangle, I've got a YouTube tutorial on that, so please check that out. It is really important to be gentle when you brush through your hair. Like, you shouldn't hear any ripping sounds, and if you come to a tangle, you need to stop and work it out. But there is really a good technique to brushing out your hair. You might notice that I'm holding my brush vertically, and that's because when you brush with a paddle brush, this is not a paddle brush, but when you brush with a paddle brush, the teeth are lined up in little soldier rolls when you hold it vertically, and that prevents you from pulling too much on the hair. And then when you turn it horizontally, they're kind of like in this crosshatch pattern, like an X. And so you don't want to go through the hair like that too much when it's not tangle free yet. So I talk about that, excuse me, I talk about that in my other video. So anyway, I've got it brushed through. It's looking cute. It's a little fuzzy, it's a little frizzy. So I'm gonna come through with my Light Elements smoothing fluid, and I'm just gonna use like the tiniest amount, like a pea size maybe, It might not even be quite a pea size. And I'm gonna work it completely through my hands. You guys are probably gonna get sick of seeing me do this, but this is one of the products I love, and it just is really awesome. So I'm just using this, you know, the smaller side of my hair. I've kind of clawed my fingers through, and then I kind of sandwich it and run my fingers through, starting at the bottoms and then, you know, working my way up to the top and smoothing down any little flyaways or frizzies you might have up there. Sometimes I kind of struggle right through here because it tends to get just a little bushy and a little frizzy there. You might find you have that problem too. So if you come through at the end with your Denman brush, because it's got that like rounded half circle shape, you can kind of just like almost curl it under with your brush, and then you can smooth out that frizz. So that just kind of did wonders. And then I'm gonna work through, I'm gonna do just the back just a little bit. I kind of got a little bit too much product on that squirt. I didn't mean to kind of squirt so much. So I'm gonna work it through this side and the back. You don't wanna use too much of a smoothing product because it can weigh the hair down and it can make it look kind of oily. And then it will pull your curls out a little bit too much. So just be, you know, be conservative with your product use. You can always add more, you can't take it away, right? So super easy, you guys. This is an easy day. Day 2 is usually my favorite day because day 1 is kind of like, woo! Even though I do like big hair, it's kind of like big and crazy and a little, it's short, you know, like the curls make it shorter than I like it. You know, it makes my hair look like a lot of people will think I got my hair cut, like that I cut it shorter, and it's just because it's so curly. But that's it, you guys. And then anything you see, like if you see like this little guy, it's kind of like frizzing out. It's the same thing. Use that Denman brush. This is why the Denman brush works really well, and why I don't use the paddle brush is because the paddle brush, I can't quite shape it like that. You know, like that was really easy to just kind of get that to blend back in. And then because where I live is really humid, especially it's spring right now, and so it's humid. I think today's humidity is like 70% right now. So normally I actually wouldn't even wear my hair down on a day like this. I just wouldn't, because even with product, unless I put a ton of product in, which I don't want to do because I want to get a whole week out of my hair, I would just pull it up. But I'm in today. It's an office day for me, so I'm working from home, and I'm in the house today, so it'll be okay to wear it down. So just a little bit of a light mist of this to just kind of help it hold its shape, but to also fight frizz. That's what I'm trying to create, just a little bit of a barrier from the humidity, so that I don't get too frizzy. If you feel like you've gotten too flat through here, that'll start to happen. Today for me, I like it. I think it looks cute, but if you felt too flat through here, you could go ahead and backcomb this section, and I have a backcombing tutorial on that as well. So check that out. Make sure to like this video, try it out. Let me know how you're doing throughout the week, how your styles are going, if you need any help. You can also, once I get all these videos released, you can also kind of skip forward. So if like, sometimes day 2 doesn't look like this. Sometimes something happened and day 2 looks like day 4. So you kind of have to skip ahead and you just have to pull it back early. Unfortunately, it's no week is the same. It depends on the weather, it depends on how you slept, it depends. So if your day 2 doesn't look like this and it looks a little less, don't feel bad about that. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's just kind of the nature of it. So check out those videos, subscribe to my channel, and I will be sharing more with you. And leave me a comment if there's something that you would like to see, and I will be happy to do that for you. Thank you all. Enjoy.